I got so much motherfucking design on right now.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new block, where that dick, bitches on my line, and you know.
Curriculum evaluation through learning assessment. First, we need to define the assessment of learning outcomes. The assessment learning outcomes is a critical aspect of education that enables educators to evaluate the effectiveness of their teaching methods and students and understanding of the material. The Levels Assessment Framework provides a structured approach to assess the learning outcomes across various levels of complexity and the mastery of the students. 1. Levels assessment for the levels of learning outcomes. Level assessment is based on the premise that learning outcomes can be categorized into different levels of complexity and mastery of the skills of a student. These levels typically range from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills, as outlined by educational psychologists such as Benjamin Bloom in his taxonomy for educational objectives. And now, let's proceed to tackle about the key components of levels of assessment. First, we have identification of learning outcomes, classification into levels, and development of assessment tasks and rubric creation. First, we need to define what is identification of learning outcomes. First step in levels assessment is to clearly define the learning outcomes that students are expected to achieve. These outcomes should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, or SMART. And next is classification into levels. Once the learning outcomes are identified, they are classified into different levels based on their complexity and cognitive demands. This classification is often done using a taxonomy such as Bloom's taxonomy, which includes levels such as remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. And third, development of assessment tasks. Assessment tasks are designed to align with the identified learning outcomes under respective levels. These tasks can include quizzes, exams, projects, presentations, or practical demonstrations of the students or the performance of the students, depending on the nature of the learning outcomes. And the rubric creation. Rubrics are developed to provide clear criteria for evaluating the student's performance on assessment tasks. This rubric outline the expectations for each level of performance and provide guidance for assigning scores or grades. And this level assessments to application in educational settings. Levels assessment can be applied across various educational settings, including K-12 schools, higher education institutions or in the tertiary level, and professional development programs. By using a structured approach to assess learning outcomes, educators can or the teachers can ensure alignment between instructional objectives and assessment methods, and provides students with clear expectations for achievement and performance of the students, and identify areas of strength and weaknesses of the students to understand of the material, to inform instructional decision making and curriculum development efforts. And now let's proceed to tackle about grades and how to grade the performance or the quizzes of the students. But before that, first we need to identify what is grades. Grades serves as a tangible representations of a student academic achievement with a specific course or subject area. They provide feedback to both students and educators regarding the level of mastery attained. Grades typically range from A to excellent to F or fail, with variations such as numerical scores or letter grades with modifiers or like symbol here to denote the finer distinctions. And the importance of grades in curriculum evaluation. What is the importance of grades in curriculum evaluations? Grades play a pivotal role in curriculum evaluation by serving as quantitative data points for assessing students' performance, and they provide insights into areas of strengths and weaknesses within the curriculum and helping educators identify areas for improvement and refinement of the performance of our student. And additionally, grades serve as a basis for comparing student achievement or the performance of a particular student across different courses, programs, and educational institutions. The methods of learning assessment. Various methods are employed to assess students' learning and assign grades, each with its strengths and limitations. These methods includes summative assessment, formative assessment, performance-based assessment, and the last is peer and self-assessment. So first, we need to define what is summative assessment first. Summative assessments are typically administered at the end of a learning period to evaluate student comprehension or in the mastery of the curriculum. Examples including these final exams, standardized tests, and culminating project. Summative assessments provide a comprehensive overview of students' performance but may not capture the full spectrum of learning experiences. And the second is formative assessment. Formative assessments occur throughout the learning process and aim to provide ongoing feedback to both students and educators. Examples of these include quizzes, homework assignments, and class discussion. Formative assessments enable educators to monitor the students' progress in real time and make timely adjustments to instruction. The third is performance-based assessment. Performance-based assessment evaluates students' ability to apply knowledge and skills in real-world context. Examples of these including presentations, portfolios, and simulations. That we all know portfolios, it is all the performance or the quizzes of the students, or it is the evidence of the students of their performance to achieve in the grading. And the performance-based assessment offer a holistic view of students' competence but may require significant time and resources to administer and evaluate. And the last is peer and self-assessment. Peer self-assessment involves students in evaluating their own work or to evaluate their own performance or that of their peer against predefined criteria. Examples of these, for example, such as peer reviews, self-reflections, exercises, and group evaluations. And peer assessment promote metacognitive skills and foster a deeper understanding of the learning process. These advantages of this peer and self-assessment, it can develop their socialization skills or the metacognitive skills and more understanding of the student.